and they just went into being crypto or secret eugenicists, and so that's kind of their rationale and excuse. And we have the UT professor, Dr. Priyanka, saying kill 90% of us, made national news. When you go to these biology departments, this is the majority view. And when he was given an award at the Texas Academy of Sciences, it was in the newspaper, he got a 95% standing ovation. I had the reporter on. He said it was like being in a nightmare science fiction movie. They had tears of joy with a 3-minute standing ovation when he projected red skulls on a wall and said, I can't wait till Ebola kills 90% of people.
Yeah, and they keep saying that Adolf Hitler is something we have to worry about. No, we have to worry about Adolf Hitler mentality, which is what these people have.
Can you specifically get to more of what their master plan will be like from your deep study?
It's very simple. Total government and then suppression. Suppression of anybody who wants to be free. Suppression of anybody who wants to protect his own home with his own weapons. Certainly that. Rationing cards. You can't get food unless you submit to the government's regulations and you have the card to prove it. The business of the mark of the beast, it doesn't necessarily have to be on your forehead. It could be in your pocket. You must have something like that. We're in very, very interesting times, to put it very mildly. But I believe that this can be turned around. I believe that this whole business of the race towards tyranny, the race towards total government, can be stopped. And it's going to be stopped in our country through the House of Representatives. People to realize that the House of Representatives has the power of the purse, and if we get back to having enough men and women in the House of Representatives who not only swear an oath to the Constitution, but abide by their oath, then our country can start to climb out of this mess we're in, and we can get back to being a good old country again.
You're absolutely right, and incidentally, they have introduced a bill. They already have the Real ID Act, for the national ID card, but they've introduced a bill, and I've seen Homeland Security speak to this, where you're going to have this national ID card, even if it's a state card, it'll be federally approved. We're going to come back and discuss this, to basically buy and sell, and they're going to sneak that through with a national sales tax. We'll break that down and talk about Obama when we return. We've got him with us for another 20 minutes. We have another guest joining us on the program. He's John McManus, president of the John Birch Society, in studio, and he's going to be speaking here in Texas. For those that just joined us, where are you speaking tonight?
Tonight in San Antonio at the Embassy Suites, and Friday night at the Richardson Civic Center in Richardson, Texas, right outside Dallas.
And there is some room left. I know a lot of these sell out.
I always like it when they have to open up the wall and put more chairs in and so forth.
So anybody wants to come?
Right. There's an admission charge. Somebody got to pay all the airline freight that I...
I understand. And for the hotel.
And the hotel.
People have no idea how much those conference rooms cost.
Some of them are out of sight, and some of them are pretty reasonable, but most of them are out of sight. You're right.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
And of course, the hotels are all suffering right now. They got to make some money because the business is down and people aren't traveling, and a lot of business stuff is being done by telephone rather than visits, and so all of that.
Barack Obama. I mean, this guy is handled by the elite, the most elite of the elite.
Have you seen his birth certificate yet? I haven't.
No, I haven't.
No. Isn't that amazing, huh? He could put an end to all of this speculation by simply producing a birth certificate, and he hasn't done it. I can remember it was about a year ago almost that they discovered it. He had an aunt living in Boston, and she was living in a housing project. She was illegally here and so forth. And she said on the Boston interview that she was present at his birth in Kenya, and she disappeared. I don't know where she is today.
You know what's amazing is that I have family that isn't in great financial stead, and I don't make a lot of money, but I try to help them out and give them money and things. I can't imagine having a half brother living in a dirt shed
in Kenya.
Yeah. I mean, this guy could care less about his own family. He's certainly not going to care about the people of this country. Can you specifically speak to not caring about the aunt, not caring about the half-brother?
Well, it's something that I wouldn't do and you wouldn't do and most decent people wouldn't do. They would care about their own people, and they should. and that's Christian charity, and that's supposedly in everybody. You should be able to do that. But, you know, there's so much more about Obama beyond this. Look at his buddy, the bomb-throwing Lou Ayres. This guy threw bombs at the Pentagon and so forth, and somehow he got rehabilitated. And all of a sudden we're forgetting about Reverend Jerome Wright and what he said about goddamn America, and we're not supposed to remember that. What people would like to do is to say, oh, the John Birch Society, there was an anti-Semite in the John Birch Society 43 years ago. And when we found out that there was, we gave him his money back and sent him out. But they didn't say that, you know. It's selective use of information about people. Obama is, in my view, he's an out-and-out Marxist. Now, what is a Marxist? A Marxist is somebody who wants economic control over the people, right? Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto in 1848, and he and Engels wanted to call it the Socialist Manifesto at the time, but they didn't because there was some screwballs running around saying that they were socialists. Yeah, we are all socialists now, says Newsweek, right? So they called it the Communist Manifesto, but it has been the Bible of every socialist and every communist all along. Now, why do I say that Obama is a Marxist? Because he wants all of the things that are in the Communist Manifesto, in the Socialist Manifesto. He wants all of those things. But this always confuses the low-level liberals. They don't understand that the big mega banks and Arm & Hammer and all of them openly explain, and Carol Quigley at Georgetown explains, that the ultra-rich use socialism and fascism to vertically integrate power under their control. Exactly. Then they sit outside and above the nation-states ruling these different systems and playing people off against each other. We're going to come back in 70 seconds. I want to go over Obama's real policies and how the president of the John Birch Society thinks we can basically shoot down this agenda and stop them from bringing in their open world government on the ashes of the financial crisis they have created. Stay with us.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. I've told you for a long time it's important to be self-sufficient, and today that's more important than ever. We need to be independent, and food and water is the key. You'll never have to stand in a bread line if you have your own bread. You'll never have to go to the Superdome and beg for FEMA to take care of your family in any emergency if you simply prepare. No one is going to take care of your family in the final equation but you. You know eFoodsDirect.com is still able to ship storable food that's safe from E. coli, salmonella, genetic alteration, or Chinese imports. And they do it at almost half the cost of last year's grocery prices. Call 1-800-409-5633. Or on the web, go to eFoodsDirect.com. Visit eFoodsDirect.com and look over the fine list of high-quality, freeze-dried, and dehydrated foods they have to offer. Watch the free videos. Look at their online catalog. Or give them a call at 1-800-409-5633. Again, 800-409-5633. Or on the web at eFoodsDirect.com. Take action today. The first step is getting storable food.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
The John Birch Society puts out impeccable information and research. You can argue or try to disagree with what they think the solution should be, but you can't disagree with the hard facts. They're almost neurotic about being sticklers to make sure they can prove everything. So I've always found it to be very, very accurate information, really some of the best out there. And they also sell things at cost. I mean, you can get subscriptions to the magazine that comes bi-weekly very inexpensively. These are $1 a piece, Dollars and Cents by John F. McManus, a video presentation, JBS Overview of America, Public Service Edition. This is powerful information, and it's very well presented, and you can simply call 800-JBS-USA-1. That's 1-800-JBS-USA-1 to call and order these materials singularly, or I suggest buying them in bulk so you can get them out and wake people up. That is the key. If we counter the globalists, their agenda is so unpopular, so criminal, it will fail. But if we just say, oh, that's the way it is, we're going down a very, very dark road. So 1-800-JBS-USA1.
Now, you got to pay a shipping charge. Those are only $1 a piece. So I tell people, get 3 or 4 or 5 of each of them, and the shipping charge will be the same. And then you can share them with your friends, your neighbors, and everybody. And they're good. I've gone on radio shows where people have said, I just watched those videos. They're the best I've ever seen, and I'm very grateful for that. So, okay, well, we were talking about Obama.
Yes, we were getting into Obama. I wanted to bring up some of his policies. The House and Senate, the House passed a version that had compulsory service. It was just now taken out in the Senate, but it says they're setting up a body to look at implementing national service, youth corps.
Hitler Youth Corps.
Yeah, same thing. And they're in the New York Times saying a 7 million person army. Then he's going to have a private army of 13 million, CNN reported, knocking on doors. Is this what we do in free societies?
Well, no, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think 7 million or 13 million. But it's bad.
No, they said that's their goal. That's Obama.
Ultimately, yeah, they probably would want that ultimately, but the legislation